And we are live and on the air. We are streaming on Periscope, Twitter, Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube Live, even LinkedIn, believe it or not. And so welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. On this video, I am going to go through the 7 biggest questions, and sometimes I'd call them objections, to authority marketing. And it's really important that I get you in a position that you are coachable. And so because I want you coachable, I need to share with you what my qualifications are. My qualifications are that I've been in the media over 2,000 times. I've generated more than $6 million in revenue. I've done that spending less than $500 in advertising. I've been invited on the stage to speak at Social Media Marketing World, invited by the Tony Robbins organization. I've spoken at Podcast Movement, FinCon. I've done my own full day events. This is something I'm kind of known for. And I'm not saying, sorry, Siri surprised me there. My watch just kind of started talking. So something I sounded like I said, "Hey Siri." So that's why it went off. Oh, there it goes again. Okay. So why do I share that with you? I share that with you that you need to understand what my authority is on this subject. Okay. I have been helping hundreds of people. I have worked with clients and I've doubled their revenue. I have absolutely 5 to 10x'd their authority in their industry, and they have gotten all the goods from my advice. Now, we see patterns. Mature business owners, I tend to see, don't have as many problems with what I'm going to share with you as I go through the 7 biggest questions or objections to authority marketing. Most of these come from newer business owners, like this is their first business, or maybe they haven't quite cracked 7 figures yet in business. And so they're really kind of focused on hunting versus farming in business. Hunting meaning, and I just had a long conversation with somebody yesterday, in fact, and he's kind of in a tough position. He's kind of in a pickle because he needs to earn the money he can for his family. So he's too afraid to start investing in building his personal brand and building his authority. Now, what happens when you've been farming? And by the way, you can ask questions below, post questions below. I will respond to those questions. My recommendation, by the way, congratulations to everyone who is subscribed to me on YouTube, because we just hit 800 subscribers. And when we hit 1,000, we're going to do something really special. We're going to do a giveaway for everybody who's a subscriber of YouTube. I'm going to start calling you guys out. I'm going to look through my subscriber list, start calling you out and giving away fabulous prizes. So you can follow me on YouTube at youtube.com/UpMyInfluence, all one word. Or you could search me there, subscribe there. And again, when we hit 1,000, we're going to do some fabulous giveaways. And I'm talking stuff that could be potentially life-changing in terms of visibility and that sort of thing. Okay, so let's talk about why authority marketing. Again, if you have not read the book, Marketing Rebellion by Mark Schaefer, you need to understand how consumers have changed over the past 5 years. It is dramatic. And if you don't have cred, if you don't have social proof, if you don't have this perceived where it looks like people like you on the web, then you're going to be dead in the water. And you're going to be frustrated with why your business isn't growing as fast as you would hoped it would. You're going to be frustrated that business is stagnating for you. You're frustrated that other people are getting invites to speak at conferences, that other people don't seem to have a problem with inbound leads, and you have to go out and hunt every single day. And you're trapped in that hamster wheel. So how do we get you to the other side? You got to focus on one thing, and that is your authority, or even your perceived authority. And it's not hard to do. It's going to take a few months of diligent effort. And when you get on the other side of this thing, your life is going to be different for the rest of your business. How long do you plan on being a professional business? How long do you anticipate being in your career? How long do you anticipate, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, a founder, how long do you anticipate doing that? What do you think could happen if we could start a farm and this farm could feed your family? And all you got to do is just keep planting seeds every year. Okay. But we got to start the farm. Okay. And so we got to move you from a hunter gatherer. If you ever played Civilization or, you understand like the history of civilization, we got to move you from hunter gatherer to agrarian and start to build civilization here with your business. And once you build up your authority, look, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you partner with. Okay. Brands are going to seek you out. Partners are going to seek you out. Investors are going to seek you out when you have their respect. Does that make sense? Okay. So the first big question we get, and I'm going to call some of these are questions. Some of them are just flat out like I'm talking with and I'm trying to get them to get the religion, right? And they are just not having it. Most of the times, I can tell you that most of these objections and questions come from a scarcity mindset and a mindset of desperation. And that mindset is, I got to make more money this month. I get it. Like I've totally been there. I've failed in business 6 times. Okay. And I've also had some 7-figure a year businesses. So what I want you to know is that you have to be investing in this long-term stuff while you do your hunting and gathering, or your hunting gathering. Okay. You do some of that and you have to make a decision as to what you are going to do as an organization. Are you going to try and do this all your own? Okay, if so, this is going to be very hard for you to get a lot of momentum. And I want you to get momentum. Momentum is going to bring you more revenue. It's going to bring you more sales, going to bring you more growth. When you are trying to do everything on your own, there's only so many hours in a day. And so what we want to do is get you to a point where people say, oh my gosh, you are everywhere. And the easiest way to do that is you just got to start attracting and building a team. I'm going to get into that. But the first objection we get is, I just want introductions to influencers or introductions to media, introductions to podcasters. I just want you to connect me with those people that have a bigger audience than I do so that they will say nice things about me and all my wildest dreams are going to come true and I'm going to make a lot of sales. That sounds great in theory, okay? Could I pitch you to the Today Show? Absolutely. That's what we do. Could I pitch you to the biggest names in your industry? Absolutely. That's what we do. Have we done it before? Yes, we have. Has it worked out for some people before? Yes, it has. Has it not worked out for people? Absolutely. Okay, so why does it work for some people and not for others? Why on earth would you waste your money gambling on something that is probably not going to pay off for you? Okay, why wouldn't it pay off for you? Well, everybody is pitching to the big dogs. And so when the big dogs get your pitch, okay, you have to understand that you're 1 out of 100 or 1 out of 1,000. And so if you have a lottery mentality, and you think that, it's an instant gratification, you're not willing to invest in growing your authority and you're not willing to invest in the relationship, you're just trying to sell to this person, good luck because you're like everybody else. And you know what? Maybe you do have the greatest product in the world and maybe you do have the biggest heart in the world, okay? But if you're not leading with a good version of yourself, it's not going to work out. You have to look at building business today and reaching out and working with influencers and media. It's kind of like internet dating. And so if you have a bad dating profile, you're not going to get very far. It's just the reality. Is it fair? Probably not, but it's the economy that we're in today. And so this I see, and this is going to get really into objection number 4 as well, is like when you start making efforts to get in front of influencers and again, the big dogs, because that's anything less than that you see as a waste of your time. Look, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is tough love time. You've heard the expression, he's just not that into you. Okay. Generally for like 99% of business owners, they're, the biggest influencers, they're just not that into you. And you're probably getting furious right now. And if you want to leave me a hate message below, you can do it. But I'm just telling you that we've done this enough. We've done thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pitches. I've done hundreds of pitches myself. And that has led to the invitations to speak on large stages. I want this for you. I want the fastest path to success for you. But I'm going to tell you, here's the normal cycle. And I see this a lot with public relations firms, is that you want to pay somebody to do the difficult, scary work and possible rejection gaining work of pitching you or selling you to influencers. And so they say, okay, that'll be a $3,000, $5,000, $8,000 a month retainer. And by the way, here's a long-term contract. Let's go to work and we're going to sell you to these people. Okay. A good PR firm, by the way, would never enter into that relationship because they know they are setting you up for failure and they're setting themselves up for failure. But sometimes you see PR people who will take the money anyway. Why? Because they're desperate and they want your money and they want to make the sale. So a good PR professional will take a look at your branding and say, look, based on where you're at right now, we can get you, okay, if you are at a 10, right? And you could, by the way, you could take my authority quiz right now. You go to upmyinfluence.com/quiz and you can kind of get an idea for where you are. But if you really want to know where you are, and do you want to have a realistic perspective of where you are so you can improve upon that? And if so, I'd recommend you take my free class. It's free, okay? And it's free until Friday at midnight. And so if you go, by the way, we're going to close it down after Friday at midnight, and then, it's not available anymore. Take the free class while you can, okay? You can access all 4 videos right now. Watch them because it will change your life, okay? So if you find yourself, and again, I'm skipping ahead to question or objection number 4, where someone's just like, well, I'm just going to hire a PR firm. Generally, people who hire PR firms, they're afraid of rejection. They want somebody else to do the work. And I think this is smart. I actually think you should do this. But you have to understand that you're only going to be able to get, if you are at a 10, you're only going to be able to get to the 10 to the, anywhere from 0 to 30. Anyone above 30 on a scale from 100, they're not going to work with you. Okay. You will not attract the level of client, investor, partner, conference that you can speak at that exceeds much beyond your level of personal branding and authority. Okay. So if you want to speak at, like you want to be a keynote speaker at CES or something like that, are you ready for that? No, probably not. Just like you're probably not ready to be on, Joe Rogan's podcast or something like that, or whatever, whoever your influencer is that you're going after. Okay, you have to earn your way there. A good PR firm, an honest PR firm who believes in doing this right, is going to be very frank with you and is going to tell you what you can and can't get, and is going to lay out a plan so that you can get to those bigger things over the next 1 to 3 years. Again, how long are you going to be in business for? So if you come to me and just say, Josh, I only want introductions, I don't need authority, I'm going to tell you right now, we have clients that, bam, they knock it out of the park. And what do they have that the clients that do okay? Like, we won't even take clients we think are going to do terrible. We want to at least make sure that everybody gets a return on investment, but some clients get a much bigger return on investment. Who gets a big return on investment? Those who have strong authority. Robert Farrington, college investor. This guy is knocking it out of the park right now. We're getting him 15 or more media placements every single month. Okay, so what's the difference between him and somebody who is not getting 15 media placements? They just don't have what Robert has. Robert has content. Robert has spent a little bit of time working on his own authority. How do you get your authority? Take my free class. That's how you can do it. You can join our Total Authority Makeover, which, by the way, the deadline for that ends Friday at midnight. Okay? And we'll talk about some of the reasons why you might choose not to do this and the consequence that you'll get from that. Again, you have to know that I'm speaking from love here. Like, the thing that bothers me so much is business owners that dump all this money into this visibility stuff and they're not ready for it. So it's like, what happens if you have a crappy website and you pay a bunch of money to Facebook advertising and you dump people onto your bad website? Okay, you miss out on, you don't make any money. At the end of the day, you need to make return on investment. At the end of the day, you need to make sales. At the end of the day, you need those partnerships to work. You need those opportunities to come to fruition. And so again, someone who truly understands this cycle will be honest with you like I'm being honest with you. And again, if somebody promises you the moon by way of like, sure, we'll run the other direction. So if you just want to pay for introductions and you don't want the authority, be prepared for small ROI. So again, if you go to our Total Authority Makeover, you can check it out right now. I'll even give you the top secret URL so you could skip right to video number 4. Okay, I suggest you go back and watch videos 1, 2, and 3 in the free class so I can better lay this foundation. But if you go to upmyinfluence.com/makeover and then the number 4, that's upmyinfluence.com/makeover number 4. Okay, you can actually watch the final video where I go through and explain our Total Authority Makeover, where we've bundled together with a secret bonus that we're adding in over $9,000 worth of services to move you from here to here over the next 90 days, 6 months, 12 months of working together. Then you're going to get on the other side and you're going to see, oh, Josh, I get it. It is cool when I just get people contacting me out of the blue because, with these great opportunities. And it all comes down to how people see you on the web. And we're going to fix that with you. All right. So check that out. Number 2, I'll just do it myself. What I have, or that was, I'm going to split this in 2. Number 2, I'm just going to DIY. At the beginning, you got no budget. You're not going to be able to grow that fast. If you've got access, if you do not have access to capital, if you do not have access to budget to invest in a team, invest in growth, and you're going to do it yourself, that's fine. But I just need to let you know, it's going to take you many, many years doing it on your own. Why would you hire somebody who specializes in social media management, for example? It's because they're really good at it. They're fast at it. They're efficient at it, and you get return on investment from it. Why would you hire an agency to help you with logo design? Because this is what they do. And so hopefully you would invest in that, and you would invest in things they're going to create a return on investment. If you want to do everything yourself, look, you can decide which model you want to go. I like the Henry Ford model. As soon as I can afford to hire someone to be able to do a job more efficiently than I can, as a business owner, you should be doing one thing, and that's growing your business. If you're trying to become an expert at all of the little things in business, it's probably not the best use of your time. So, and again, I'm sympathetic. I know what it's like to be broke and to have no money to invest in a business, but I also know that at those levels, you're just going to have to ride that wave. It's going to be just like a gentle stroll in a canoe, and there's no movement in the water at all. In other words, anywhere you got to go, you got to paddle. And then I also know what it's like to have a team, and having a team is like being, in a rushing waters, and it just pushes you along. And all you got to do is like, whoa, here we go. We're along for the ride. This is fantastic. Everybody, you have a team assigned to make you look good. Wouldn't it be cool if you had your own personal glam squad, right? To make you look good wherever you go. And so if you do, you're going to see more opportunities. The other option is that you could also take a look at what you have and say, what I have is good enough. And listen, I am nowhere near where I want to be authority-wise. Okay, I have goals to bigger speaking invitations, bigger media invitations, bigger indicators, Wikipedia articles. These things are all on my list. I'm on the journey, and so together, we can grow this thing together. I've also been a complete zero in business. And I can tell you, thank goodness, I'm not at that level anymore. And I don't want you, whatever level you are on your own 0 to 100 scale, okay? Come on. Are you really a 100? If we're being honest. Okay, no, there's probably a lot of room for growth. Matter of fact, I think if we were all honest, we would all put ourselves at like a 10 or below because the upside potential of where we can go is rather remarkable. That's number 2. Number 3, Josh, I'm just too busy with advertising. I don't have time to spend time in working on my, on my presence. Again, that's like having a crappy dating profile and you're paying a bunch of money to put your crappy dating profile in front of thousands of people. Okay. It's kind of like spamming. And so can you get more sales out of it if you don't have, and look, you might say what I have is good enough and I'm just going to keep dumping money into it. Do you think that you could improve your bottom line if you had a bunch of high authority media logos on your website? Well, of course you could. How do you get those high authority media logos? You start with low authority media logos. And before that, you start with getting your house in order so that people just want to work with you. And you got to have somebody who knows this stuff really well, working as an advisor and working as an ambassador to say, look, Julie, you need to know that right now people are judging you, prejudging you unfairly because your LinkedIn just does not look good. Like someone Googled you, like it came up, number 7 on your search results on Google. They looked at it and they're like, yeah, no, not worth my time. This is what everybody does. And so if you're too busy advertising, a lackluster online presence, it's not, listen, you are not one funnel away. I'm going to tell you that, a single ad and a single funnel just doesn't cut it today. Can you make a little bit of money? Yes. Can you make a lot of money? It's getting harder and harder and harder. And, one thing that I do, and again, I had a conversation with someone about this yesterday who was all gaga about how, Facebook ads are just like the latest thing and it was going to solve all of her problems in business. I'm like, man, look, Facebook advertising can work okay, but it's not as good as it was a couple of years ago, and it's only getting harder. Okay, and I've got the science and math to back that up. So, and if you want to, again, plug into Social Media Examiner, Social Media Marketing World, that sort of thing, and just follow social media professionals who are honest and don't make all of their money all about selling you Facebook advertising packages. You're gonna need to diversify, okay? And again, if you've done the farming, you're just not gonna have to work as hard. Okay, number 4, we kind of already talked about. I'm just gonna hire a PR firm, and you know what? There are a lot of crappy PR firms out there that will gladly take your money. They'll gladly sell you a bill of goods, but then they'll always give you the asterisk and the caveat that says there are no guarantees in PR. But we'll try. And then guess what? You're going to work with them. They're going to keep you locked into a contract for 6, 12 months. And then at the end of it, you're going to be burned and you're going to be mad like everybody. No, not everybody, most people. Unfortunately, I see a lot of lack of evolution in the PR world. Why? Because they don't want to give up the golden goose. Okay, that's why our approach is a little bit different. Okay, if you're looking for get rich quick, if you're looking for instant gratification, you're probably not going to buy what I'm selling. You're probably not, and you're going to keep dumping your money into stuff that promises you easy wins, and you're going to keep getting a little bit disappointed over and over and over again. I've done that. I've failed. I've seen the light. I'm hoping you can see the light on this. Okay, number 4, we already covered that. Number 5, you'll worry about this next year. And again, really great conversation with a gentleman yesterday. It's actually a friend of mine. And he's kind of stuck in that position where, he's like, got to keep on hunting in order to feed his family, in order to pay his bills. And so, I really just shared the Chinese proverb, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So if you say, well, I'll start on this in a couple of years, you kind of got it backwards. Okay. Look, and I'm not saying you shouldn't advertise, but man, direct sales, you got to do that stuff. Okay. But at the same time, you have to start investing in you. Okay. Right now, again, if we were like in a Black Mirror nosedive episode, you have a score. Okay. The authority quiz that we have right now is the closest kind of quick way that we can give you a snapshot of where you probably are. We identified 10 pretty good indicators that are a good cross section of, if you do or don't have some of these things, it's going to give you a pretty honest assessment. You can take it free right now, upmyinfluence.com/quiz. Take the quiz, find out where you are so you can build upon that, and happy to work with you. Okay. So, number 5, worry about this next year. It's how soon would you like to step outside the hamster wheel, and how long are you building your business for? Number 6 is you don't have the money. I kind of already addressed this already. And I'm just going to tell you right now is at some point, you are probably going to want to invest in growth. Okay. Right now, if you're just trying to do everything yourself, there's a reason why it feels hard. There's a reason why it feels like you're swimming upstream all the time. It's because you don't have anybody with you. And so as soon as you can get to the point, you can start making investments. And by the way, I would say be very careful on the investments that you make, which is why we put the Total Authority Makeover together. Okay. So we've bundled together over $9,000 worth of services. We made it accessible at 3 payments of $599. And so if you can't afford that, then you really need it, because I don't know how long you want to stay there, but we got to break this cycle. And if we work together for a good 90 days, man, we can make some serious headway in there. Imagine what your life is like if you had double the respect and authority in your industry than you currently do right now. Imagine what life would be like if you had double the respect and authority. Would things be a little easier? Would your sales cycles be a little shorter? Would you win more deals? Would you have more inbound sales? Well, imagine what would happen if you had 5 times the authority. Imagine what would happen if you had 10 times the authority. This is the business we're in. We're an authority building machine so that life is easier and it feels like you drank the Harry Potter lucky juice. I want you to experience what that's like. And so, for example, with our Total Authority Makeover, once it closes, we're not doing any more internal launches. This is it. We close the cart Friday at midnight and we don't open it until February of next year. So look, if you're just in a position, I don't want you to foreclose on your home because you made your investment. Because again, you're probably thinking, that if you want a quick win, you will get some wins, but your wins are really going to come after 90 days. And some business owners just don't have the long-term vision in order to make that investment in themselves. But if you will make that investment in yourself, then you'll be able to experience what the other hamster wheel business owners are not willing to see. So again, I'm sorry if this language is strong and you're like, I kind of don't like this Josh guy. I totally get it. And forgive me if you're not quite at the level where you've probably stopped listening a long time ago, if you didn't resonate with the tough love that I'm sharing with you. I wish I had somebody who shared this with me at the beginning. It really, really would have helped speed up my process. I really wish someone would have told me this in the midst of my 6 first business failures. I really did. But no one did. So I kind of had to figure this stuff out myself. And so finally, number 7 is I don't have time. If you're saying that you don't have time to do this, this is an indication that you're trying to do too much yourself. And you're stuck in the Michael Gerber E-Myth trap, where you're washing the bottles, you're scrubbing the floor, you're painting the walls, you're making the blueberry pies, you're washing the dishes, you're doing everything. Well, no wonder your business isn't growing. Okay. The number one job of a business owner is to grow your business. And how do you grow your business? You just got to get more visible. You need exposure is everything. And the best way to do that is to build a great brand. And then once you have a good brand, and at the beginning you could reach out to small, get good at this, right? Get really just imagine if you were an absolute ace at giving podcast interviews. Like you were the best on the planet at connecting with an audience, of charming that podcast interviewer, of getting that audience to engage with you so much that they cannot wait to buy your book, buy your stuff, check out your website, download your thing, follow you on social media, listen to your podcast, whatever the thing is. Okay, chances are you're not there yet. You're not number one in the world. Okay, there are a lot of guests out there that have really mastered this stuff. Okay, we've learned a lot from these people. This is what we teach. So you can go back and listen to my first few podcast interviews, and you can listen to my podcast interviews today. And everything I say and do is very intentional. There's a lot of experience behind every single thing I say. And so when you do a podcast guest appearance and you're like, hey, Josh, listen to this and give me feedback. Again, if you're part of our Total Authority Makeover, we will make space for being able to do that. And I'm going to give you feedback, and my team's going to give you feedback on your podcast appearances. Listen, I worked with a guy who teaches confidence in a public setting, like how to have, how to smile and project and stand in front of an audience and stand in front of a group of investors and bring positive energy in a way that's going to inspire them to want to take action. Well, we did media training, and I spent an hour. I mean, it was literally an hour, and we even ran out of time going through 2 TV segments that he did, and I ripped it to shreds. And I say that in a very loving way because he was taking copious notes. I mean, everything from the inflection to his pacing, his timing, his body language. There are things that play out different in front of a camera. There are things that play out differently when you're being interviewed by a podcaster. Okay. And you need to know these things. Okay. Otherwise, again, you don't have both oars in the water. Okay. And you're really kind of self-sabotaging yourself when you don't have these skills. So I need you to get resources around you, a team around you, and I also need you to improve your head knowledge if you truly want to become an influencer, if you truly want to grow your authority that will allow you more and more invitations higher and higher up the ladder. Okay, you gotta honor and respect this system. The influencers do, the media does, and when you don't, you're the odd man out, or you're the odd woman out. Okay, it's just like going to a car lot, and they know how the game is run. You don't. This is not what you do every day. We all like to believe that we're experts in everything. In the reality, we're not. We all have a long way to grow, and I want to be your coach. This is one thing that I've studied for a long, long time. And again, there are other people that are going to sell you a different bill of goods, and they're going to ask for your money and promise you the moon. And so I just have the courage to say, look, if you want overnight success, no thank you. It's not going to be a good fit working with you and I. But if you want to work on something together over the next 6 to 12 months, and then you get on the other side of the 6 to 12 months and life is easier, that's where I want to get you. And that's the friend that I want to be for you. So at the very least, hit subscribe on YouTube and let's connect there. But if you're really ready to step on the gas, the Total Authority Makeover, which ends Friday at midnight, it's a window of opportunity. I mean, it really is a good deal. I mean, we have a mission, and our mission is based on our belief that every person has a message that could positively impact the world. And I got to get you out from behind your computer screen in order for that to happen. And in order for me to get you out on the computer screen, out from behind the computer screen, we got to dress you up a little bit. Okay, just like in when Dorothy goes to Oz and, the Cowardly Lion, and they're all, like the Tin Man's getting all oiled up and Dorothy's getting the manicure and the hair and all that other stuff. Like they're getting dressed up to go meet the wizard. Okay, that's what you got to do. Otherwise, it's like, you're going to go out to meet the wizard and you're all disheveled and stuff. It's not a good way to make a first appearance. So we want to make sure that when we make these introductions, you got a great first appearance, because you're not even going to get appearance, because no influencer is going to take a meeting with you without checking you out first. No media is going to take a meeting with you without checking you out first. Okay, I don't do phone calls with anybody unless I, at the very least, look them up on LinkedIn, look at their website, and then maybe I'll look at their social media. I look for a press kit, look for stuff like that. That's just what I'm trained to do because I need to figure people out really quickly. And so other influencers, other media, this is what they do. I've been a syndicated columnist for over 8 years. I get hit up all the time by PR people, pitching their clients, selling their clients. First thing I do is I check out their client. Okay. And if it doesn't look like they're ready for prime time, I'm not going to work with them. I'm certainly not going to do anything for them pro bono. So I want to stack the deck in your favor. That's what this is all about. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me. Got to jump off. It's 1 p.m. And so I got to jump. I got great sessions I need to get to. I need to help other people. Go to the free class. It's absolutely free. No credit cards, none of that nonsense. Just go and take this information and do enjoy this. And so thank you so much for joining me. Let's rock this thing together. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.